Welcome to the Harjit and Prayer show with your host, Harjit and Prayer.
Hey, Prayer.
What's going on, Harjit? How are
Hey,
you?
man. We're back again.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are we, second, third week of January now?
Um, yep, I think the
Something like
third.
that. Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. It's going by pretty fast.
Dude, it's cold.
Cut,
Do you
cut
see
it
the
out.
look,
Cut it out. You're
we have
sitting
to
outside, aren't you?
Yes, I am, because if I do this inside, I'm gonna wake everybody up. I have a commanding voice.
Oh,
So
my
I have to
God.
keep it down. Yeah, but dude, it's cold at the moment. So I've been telling everybody at work that they lied to me, like
Let,
that, but they
let me
said that
see
this
what the
is.
temperature is here. Degrees right now.
Oh, really? Oh, snap. Wow. So that's cold. Anyway, how are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm all right.
Uh,
Been busy. The latest fiasco we talked about last week.
yep.
And yeah, and I had some VDI issues today, and so I've been dealing with that, pretty much all day. And it's just that's always something to do, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah,
Yeah, I've been working on the security patches as well, just making sure all that's going to go out nicely, and
yeah.
some other security stuff came up as well that we have to do. But yeah, it's IT is never a dull or uh, you don't walk around with nothing to do. That's for sure.
Oh my
So,
God, and it changes from day to day too.
yep,
You
definitely.
think like today I said, oh, I'm gonna work on these things, and I got in, and it was immediately, you know, putting out fire. Like
Yep.
completely for something else that I was not supposed to work on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like, oh man, what about I still have to work on that.
Yep.
So, hey, so speaking of technology, you guys have print service you guys use print service at your work?
Dude, I have no idea.
All
I
right.
know that I hit print and it comes out at a printer, so I'm assuming there's some kind of mechanism to allow that to happen.
All right.
What that is, I have absolutely no idea.
Okay. Because the reason, so I was going to ask you, so we've been discovering that some printers, such as the Konica Minoltas,
Hmm.
and when someone prints a PDF, um, and if it goes through the browser, if it prints from a browser, it'll actually jam the print queue,
Oh, weird.
and you can't print anything else. I mean, you'll stack up, other print jobs, and you're
Hmm.
like, why? So unless you're using, Adobe Reader or DC, the newer one, then it's fine. But if you're
Okay.
printing from, especially with Edge, you're done. So I've
Hmm.
only been noticing it a lot with, especially with the Kyocera and the Konica. So not sure if it's a widespread problem or
Yeah. I remember uh, long ago, like the best practices were always use the same. As far as much as you can, try to use the same generation driver on that server, so you're not hitting like weird memory issues going on and stuff like that.
hmm
And when universal print drivers came out, it made everything nicer, because then you didn't have to have a driver specifically for every single thing. It would cover most of the devices. So I wonder if it could be something weird like that.
Well, yeah, I don't see this with
I don't know.
any of the HP ones,
Oh,
and
weird.
those
Just
seems to
those.
be, yeah, because we got like a few print servers, and we've isolated different type of models, like HP's on one, and then
That's cool.
Konica's on another one, Kyocera's on another one, and then we got another one for like a mishmash, I don't know, the brothers and the, absence and whatever. So this way, like, if there's a problem with one particular type of, printer, when you update the drivers and stuff, it doesn't bring down your entire infrastructure.
Gotcha.
The departments usually generally have an extra copier or whatever.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's interesting. Yeah.
That's cool. I'm blown away with how simple printing has become. Like you, I'm started out with Windows for Workgroups
Yeah.
and all that crazy stuff, and
Yeah.
even like DOS stuff, and to do. I remember doing PostScript files, and it would come. if you told somebody to do that now, they'd be like, "What are you talking about? Like, file print. What are you talking about? Copying a file to this?" It's like that's how the thing worked.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
Well,
I'm
even
really,
with my home printer, I can print. I can just print my own.
cool.
Because it's got Wi-Fi and it finds it and it says, okay, that's the one you're gonna print to. Fine. So
Yep.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I broke down and bought a printer like 2 years ago. I'd never bought a printer that I can remember. Yeah, that was like our first printer, and I
Yeah.
couldn't believe for like $125 it can copy, scan. I can even email something to an email address, and
Yeah.
it comes out like what?
Yeah.
That's magic, dude.
Yeah,
That's
it
magic.
is. But the only problem is the ink is really expensive, though.
That's why I never bought printers.
Yeah.
I'm diehard like don't print unless you necessarily absolutely have to.
Right.
So
Speaking of the print jams that happen on the print server, so the only way to fix it to release that, like you can try to go like open print jobs or something like that and try to cancel them out, but they never clear. So what you have to do is actually stop the print spooler, and then you got to go into C, Windows, System 32, spool, and then there's a printer folder, and then go in there and you'll see a bunch of files. You got to delete those files, and then restart the print spooler, and now everything gets cleared. So obviously,
Yeah.
if anybody was trying to print something, that will get cleared. So
well, good thing at least you can PowerShell all that, make it somewhat simpler.
Yeah.
But still, that's a pain. Like,
Yeah,
that's really,
I've got
really,
a
really
little
bizarre.
batch file that I just run, but
Nice.
PowerShell works too, obviously.
Cool.
So yeah. So anything new in the Windows world that we know about? Wasn't that something from Paul Turra today?
Yeah, I mentioned that in his article, Office 2016 shares a common code base. I don't know technically what that means, but what it seems like all the features in one are in the other.
Well, he
So,
says, he
Is
says
that what that means? Okay.
he says this is a major release for Office 2016 for Mac, and which aligns this product with versions on Windows, Android, and iOS.
Oh, got it. So this
So-
is the new release for Mac, and it matches the feature parity of everything else.
Right.
Gotcha.
It's the
Okay.
same. It's the same code base now. So yeah, I guess what you do on Mac.
Amazing. Oh, really? Okay.
He says Mac Office 2016 version 16 is now live for the first time in over 20 years. That's exactly the code. Yeah. So yeah, he mentions Word, things like that.
Real-time editing is nice. That's everybody's gonna love that. I hope.
Yeah. And then I believe, in terms of OSs, Windows Insider Build 170.74 that came out just very recently, about a few days ago.
Okay.
I've been using that, and then now it's in the fast ring, and they've implemented that. So if you got any system and you get the latest and greatest new build loads, the regular build, which is 162.99.201
For 32-bit.
That one, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, stuff.
Got it.
So yeah, so lots of new things here and stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah. So on another note, I keep close eyes on it, and I saw a tweet today from David James, the head of engineering for Config Manager. He mentioned.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, they usually release the tech previews and things like that every month, right?
Got it.
So that's probably one of them, and he mentions two things could possibly come. Hey, you work at the university now in higher ed.
Yep.
So do you guys do?
We do on-call rotations. It's divided up amongst. Rotation is. Yeah. So
Yeah.
what happens if you need to address something immediately? You get a phone call, and regardless of what time it is or where you are, you pick it up, and you come up with a plan of action and go from there.
Okay, so you guys have like a triage, or basically you got humans who are calling you,
Yes.
right? So they're monitoring the systems,
Yes.
and then they call you, and then you react.
Yep.
Okay,
Exactly.
okay. Well, that's different for us. Well, I'm on call as well, and we're using pages obviously for the longest time, and I think we were looking for options and stuff like that, and we started using and you can access it, you can acknowledge it, you can assign it to somebody else, you can pose it, you can do notes, you can it creates a how to call, it creates skills.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So what else you got, man?
Dude, just been chilling, enjoying the mostly warm, well, not warm, but warmer winters and stuff. But as we wrap up, I especially stuff anything to do with cryptozoology. And just the other night, it was recommended that I watch this documentary called Discovering Bigfoot.
Okay.
Dude, it blew my mind. So like this guy who I don't even know how to describe him, like a Bigfoot, I guess a Bigfoot expert. There's these pictures of Bigfoot, and I'm like, oh man, that looks so fake. And then like not thinking like they just staged this to make it for a scene, reenactment or something. But later it's like, no, dude, that's like really Bigfoot. I'm like, holy cow, that's crazy. So it was like these two big watching him. They didn't think that he knew where they were, and so he was able to snap them video. And it's crazy stuff. But he brought some PhDs along who were skeptical and kind of didn't convince them completely, but they're like, all right, this is some odd stuff. And he brings, in evidence that I never thought you could think of it. Okay, like how do you explain this weird phenomenon that's happening? And so, there could have been someone that staged it all and stuff like that. Of course, I really think there's a Bigfoot somewhere out there.
Yeah, you've always believed that.
Absolutely. And yeah, so this guy is just out in the wilderness of Canada, like in the middle of nowhere, looking for this stuff. And dude, the thing is, I know you're skeptical, but like most of our continent is covered with trees and stuff.
Right,
and so like,
right.
How do we know there isn't some kind of ape-like creature roaming the forests?
Yeah,
and
you're
stuff
right.
like that. But yeah, like in one of the videos, like all of a sudden he falls over because one of the Bigfoot like threw a rock at him and stuff. Because yeah, it's pretty messed up. I have to admit, I was a little scared to walk outside because in Florida they have swamp apes.
Okay.
And like I'm like, dude, I need to be careful because now I'm freaked out.
Oh,
So
wow.
I highly recommend Discovering Bigfoot. Todd Standing is he's like a seal or something like that. I don't know if from Canada or the United States or something like that, but this guy is like, he's like right on.
Okay.
Check it out.
So before we end, I got a few people I want to acknowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And so one to start is, I don't know whether you've heard of this organization called Collab365.
Yeah.
That's with our friend Nick Bratolli.
What up,
And
Nick?
yeah, what up, Nick? So Nick and I, we chat a lot, behind the scenes and stuff about, things. And anyway, so Collab365, they do, what do you call it, an annual global online conference where they bring in thousands of people and they connect from all over the world and with presenters and stuff. Really, really cool stuff. But you should check out their website, and I'll post a link in our video, in the bottom of the video here. And they're doing all sorts of things. They even started this thing called microjobs. So think of it like Fiverr.
Okay.
So you're an IT guy. Maybe someone has a need for you to. It's kind of like a consulting thing, but you can offer services and bid on stuff.
That's wild. Cool.
Yeah, so they're doing all sorts of things like that, and lately, and what Nick has started is this series called Under the Hood.
Mm-hmm.
So he has some experts come on and they talk about some really cool technologies and they demo it. And our good friend Heather Severino, right? She did a thing on OneNote, which was like freaking awesome.
Cool.
You know, so she demoed it and she showed a lot of tricks and how to use it properly and how to connect with Outlook and how to, it
Nice.
was great. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, so, Heather, Nick, and Collab365, great job. And then finally, we have a very young fan of our show, and that's my daughter. My daughter Sabrina. So she watches our shows
Cool.
every single time. So I was talking to her just a couple of days ago, and I said, "Hey, why don't you promote the shows and tell your friends and your coworkers and and subscribe and subscribe?" And she says, "Well, only if you talk about my stuff." And I'm like, "Yeah, but what?" So she goes to school at McGill University in Montreal,
Okay.
right? And she works part-time for the Canadian government with the
Uh-oh.
yeah,
Careful what you say.
yeah. So we won't disclose too much, but she's under the jurisdiction of the Canadian Coast Guard,
Nice.
and she's
They
doing
have
some
a
really cool stuff.
wait.
Whatever.
They have a Coast Guard?
Isn't that incredible?
Canada has a Coast Guard? Okay. Like, what are they protecting the land from? Icebergs and stuff?
Powered by Mounties.
Yeah, like, what do they ride? Dolphins?
Uh, Kayaks?
I don't know.
Canoes?
Dude, that blows my mind.
Yeah,
Interesting.
they do.
Okay.
They do, man. So
Wow.
that's
I had no
That's
idea
water
they
around
had.
Canada, man. That's
Okay,
the
I guess
Great Lakes.
I guess every country needs a Coast Guard. That I never would have expected Canada because of all the ice and snow. Like, I thought you can just walk on it and stuff. Okay, cool.
Oh my God.
So we have lots of friends in Canada. I'm
Yeah.
glad you all have boats now.
Yeah.
Cool.
Big boats. Big boats. Boats
Nice.
that break ice.
Oh, wow. Cool. That's necessary.
So anyway, so there's a little plug for her so she can promote this. Get us some subscribers.
They're not going to subscribe after these comments. What are you, nuts? Anyway.
Anyways, so lastly, I've been chatting with our friend Steve Hosking from Australia,
Cool.
Sydney, Australia. You know him,
Mhm.
and he got me hooked up on Microsoft Teams.
Nice.
Invited me as a guest to, I guess that's what you call it, to his group, and to share some notes and things like that. And I never had the opportunity to use Microsoft Teams, so this is a good start for me to learn and I discovered different nuances with it, where you have the web app,
Mhm.
and then you have with the web app will say, hey, do you want to download the desktop app? And then you got the app on your phone.
Okay.
But I've discovered that the app on the phone does not seem to synchronize with the group that he actually invited me to.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if it's just a bug or what, but we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, I can't wait to start using that more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish it was Teams though. I mean, I'm just like, okay, this is another form of IRC. It's there.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, whatever tool we're going to use, let's just use it.
Yeah.
I think I'm just bored by it. Like, it's like, okay, you can do email in DOS,
Yeah.
right? And I would rather use something with a lovely GUI and good
see.
features and stuff like that. So,
And that's where Teams come in, right?
yes, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, and I can't wait to get more into it and to figure out like what's really there, what can be exposed, and what can you. At the moment, I don't know, but I'm gonna watch some videos and talk to some people, and probably I think Nick has a session on that too that's coming up, I
excellent.
believe. So yeah. So anyways, I think we've talked long enough. Anything special on food, drinks?
I found some really good pizza the other
You
day.
finally did.
Yeah, it's 20 minutes away, but worth the drive. The sauce is a little sweet, but it's the best I've had so far. The family isn't a fan of it yet because, it's not New York pizza, but I'm still looking out there for the ultimate Florida pizza. We'll see.
Yelp it, man. Yelp it.
Dude, yeah, I've been yelping it, and everybody's been wrong. So, but
All right, all right. Well, I've been drinking a lot of wine lately, so you know, and they say wine that's start with a B, like the Bordeaux's and the
okay,
the Burgundies and all those are really really good stuff.
okay.
And
I'm not a wine guy, but when I do
yeah,
drink wine, so I like Lambrusco, which I'm told is a sweet red, but I
okay.
especially like it over ice with Coke.
You're weird.
I know. My name is
That's
Prayer. Dude, my
yeah.
name is Prayer, like,
It's
goes even deeper.
yeah.
But
All right,
anyway,
man. So we gotta end this.
cool.
So it's been a good show, and we'll catch up again next week. And
Sounds good.
at Hooch Hoorge.
Hey, and I am Prayer, and you can find me on Twitter at @ITPrayer.
All
See
right.
y'all
See you
later.
later. Cheers.
Bork, bork, bork.